Alright, so evidently my laptop is not going to work, and I'm back here in the bait room, and I'm really pissed off. So let's get back up here on YouTube, and hopefully, guys, I really do apologize. I downloaded a new program so I could share my screen on my laptop and whatnot, and evidently for some reason the audio on the webcam does not want to work, and that's what I get for being cheap. Yeah, I'm really pissed off, to be honest with you, because it kind of ruined what I had planned, and it's not going to work out how I wanted to, so I'm pretty upset. So I really even don't even feel like streaming right now. But we'll get through this. Let me get to where I can see the chat better. What the heck? But what I was going to do tonight is I was going to show y'all some of the products and stuff that I recommend you guys purchasing on Black Friday, because that is the best time of the year to buy baits. And it's going to be really hard for me to do. Let me see if I can get some more light over here. This is getting a little dark over here. There we go. Let's turn that light there. So maybe that'll help out. But anyway, I'm going to scroll through the comments. Everybody loves Swimbait. Says a good place to start, actually, is Swimbaits. So I'm going to log on. I'm going to tell you some Swimbaits y'all need to buy on Black Friday. Number one, you want to purchase these right here. What's up, Caleb? This is the Scottsboro 6-inch line through. So Tackle Warehouse usually runs everything 20% off on Black Friday. Now they do exclude certain brands, but if it was me, I would be buying these right here. This is an awesome bait I've got to play with. Line through, so you got the treble at the bottom, run your line through the nose. So if you like swim baits, I would go with that. Do yourself a favor. This is the time of year when you got to load up on these guys right here. And that is the Kitech 3.3, so you can throw that on your Alabama rigs. You can throw it here on your little ball head. Rick, two different swim baits. So this bait actually sinks a lot faster than the Babe. You can fish it faster than you can the Babe. So I hate to say one's better than the other because they're totally different. But speaking of the Babe, we'll get to the Babe because there's going to be a great sale on 3ffishing.com on Black Friday. And you'll be able to buy this guy right here, the Babe swim bait, cheaper than you ever have before, and it's only going to last until we're sold out. And it could be a few hours, who knows. So that's a good comparison. So here's the Scottsboro, obviously different poured, lots of detail. The Babe is a little bit smaller. The tail design is a little bit different. Scottsboro's got a lot wider back. Yeah, I do. I actually have one. So, the Babe, you'll have to get on 3ffishing.com. Get on there. It's the only place to buy them. And get on there Thursday night, about 8 o'clock. Everything's going to be 20% off. You won't have to enter a code or anything like that. Instead of $15.99, the Babe will be $12.59. That's the cheapest you're going to find them ever, and they're available until it's sold out. So only thing they have in is harness versions right now. So the way Tackle Warehouse back to it works on Black Friday, when you order, if something's back ordered, you still get it at that price. So if I was you guys, I'd load up on some Rattle Trap MR6s. That way you can be the first guy to get this bait right here. This is a really awesome bait. I've been playing with it, fished with it, got some video with it. You can get them cheaper now than you'll be able in a long time. All the products I've been showing you guys, for the most part, you'll be able to get them on Tackle Warehouse at really good price. God, man, if I had this streaming set up, I was just going to go through here and show y'all some stuff that I don't have with me. I don't know about that, and I actually think they run their own gift card special in Christmas. The reason they do that is so people don't buy a 20% off gift card and then use it during a Christmas sale where they run a certain product 25% off. Yeah, and so basically they're buying stuff below cost. I'm not a big fan of discounting gift cards like that because it gets abused. But I think you can buy them. I'm not sure. So let's talk some baits you want to load up on. I already mentioned Kitech. I mentioned the Scottsboro line through. Here's one of my favorite baits this year, and they've been kind of hard to get, and that is this guy right here. If you like Kitechs, the Jackal Rhythm Wave is an excellent second option. And if you'll notice, this is a 4/8, and I'm going to show you a 4/8 Kitech so you can see the differences here. So this is the 4/8 Kitech, very popular. Notice very round. This is the 4/8 Rhythm Wave. I do not, Jack. Good baits though. Who has Strike King cheap and 6 cents? You're not going to find better prices on Black Friday than Tackle Warehouse. 6 cents has got some stuff coming. Casey's supposed to let me know the next day or two what they're going to do as far as 6 cents. I wish I could get back in my YouTube chat. I'm on the laptop. But so here's the main difference. You'll notice this Jackal is really flat on the back. It's got even more of a kill on the bottom. It has a little hook pocket. This bait has a lot of tail action. You can notice how limp the Kitech is versus the Rhythm Wave. This Rhythm Wave, I caught some janks on Lake X. This color is like a bluegill pearl, and this color is a new color from Kitech called Shad. Yeah, Joe, I think they're going to let me and Casey are going to talk on that and come up with something. Let's see here. I'm going to get back in this live chat here on my laptop. What else do we got? Guys like crankbaits. I'm going to show you some crankbaits you need to get. Highly recommend purchasing some Z-Boss crankbait. This is the Z-Boss 25, and this is a super deep diving crankbait. It pulls very easy for a 25-foot diver. They got some new colors. This one's one of my favorites. This is Blue Moon, just the citrus shad. But I think Profound Outdoors is also running a special. They got a new Z-Boss 6, I believe. Get some of that. The sizes I really like. The 25, the 22, and I like the 10. The 16 does not run 16 feet deep. It runs like 12 feet. Not a fan of it. The 22, if I'm going to throw something that size, I'm going to throw a 6XD. But I like the 24, the 25, and the Z-Boss 10. Those are on Tackle Warehouse. Those are also probably going to be on a Black Friday sale on Profound Outdoors. There you go, Jerkbaits. Me personally, I really like the Jackal Rearrange. That's a great jerkbait that you can work really fast in the water column. Can I go like your new video? Maybe I'll have to watch it because I'm very picky. No offense. If it's good, I like it. So anyway, I'll show you some jerk baits, and the problem is a lot of these companies, what is the only store you found them in with sports? What? Yeah, we do, Frank. Need a high-speed reel and a 7.3 heavy rod. You know, if you want a high-speed reel, there's many companies to choose from. I like Daiwa. You can get a loose reel really good. Shimano. So if I'm going to recommend 3 reels out of those companies, I'm going to go with the $99 Lose, the Lose Speed Spool LFS. Daiwa, I'm going to go with the new Tatula 100. You'll want, I believe it's the HS. And then Shimano is a perfect time to buy a Corrado K on Black Friday. Now, you do have to check on these websites. Sometimes they exclude certain manufacturers and products, and it may not be advertised. Let's see. Any new up-and-coming wake baits? Man, I don't follow wake baits too much. Actually, I know of one. I'm not allowed to talk about it. But it's coming from a major company, and it'll be out next year, and I think a lot of guys are really, really going to like it. Yeah, something happened to my Jaints apparel. I can't really say much about it, but somebody had it shut down, and I don't really appreciate it. And, you know, going to get that all fixed up. Unfortunately, the original design on that shirt's on another computer, so I'm going to have to totally design a new Jaints shirt. If I was going to buy a 7.3 heavy rod, that Daiwa Tatula rod, the Takahiro flipping rod is really good, or pitching rod. I love it. Let's see. What else we got? Quick opinion on Quantum products. So I'll tell you this about Quantum. I think Quantum gets a bad name for no reason. I think their products aren't bad at all. They have one of the best pro staffs in the country ever. You look at the guys that fish Quantum: Greg Hackney, Kevin Van Dam, Jordan Lee. Those guys have all major tournament winners, and KVD's the best ever. So for someone to say Quantum's junk, well, it must not be too junky because KVD uses it. I mean, he could, and let's just be honest, people say, well, he's paid to say that. Okay, well, it's Kevin Van Dam. He could literally go fish with anything he wanted to, and he chooses to stay with Quantum. So that should tell you something. Actually, most of the stuff of theirs I've ever had, I've never had an issue with. Have to do with yak fishing. You know, I'm not going to be into yak too much. Maybe soon. Hopefully I get me a bona fide or something like that. But, you know, someone asked about jerk baits, and you're not going to find many advertised sales on these guys right here. And this is a mega bass. This is the Vision 110. And if you can find these on sale anywhere on Black Friday, I would load up. Even if they're colors you don't like, you can always get them painted. But this is the best jerk bait, in my opinion, when the water's 55 degrees or below. Now, if you want a really good jerk bait at a good price, I'd get on 6 Cents website or Tackle Warehouse and look at the Provoke 106. It's very similar to the Megavast Vision 110. It's a little wider. Got some really good colors, and it's a lot cheaper. You're going to get very similar action. You get that custom paint feel. This is like some kind of gizzard. I think it's like OB gizzard. I throw this one quite a bit. I've had this one for a while now. I really don't want to show this one because my buddy lost an 8-pounder on this one this spring. This is HT Ito Tennessee shad. It's very similar to LG Bone. It just doesn't have the stuff in the middle. but this dude right here will absolutely whack them in clear water. And then I got this one right here. This is another Tennessee shad color. I forgot. So you got one that's like, I don't have a website, Schmidt Fishing. Actually, I do. It's the-baitman.com. So I like this one when it's a little overcast. Get some shine when it's sunny. I like this guy right here. Clearwater colors. What's my favorite jerkbait retrieve? I like to jerk it really fast. And that's why I like the Jackal re-range. But when it's really cold, I'm more of a 2 jerks, pause for 3 or 4 seconds, then do the same thing. Let's see. What reel do you use for S Waver 168 and 200? What size reel for heavier swim baits? I like a 200 size reel. And right now I'm using an older Shimano, just Corrado. Those S Waver 168 and 200s, you don't need nothing crazy, but it's Black Friday, and when if you got time to spend some money, I would look at the new Tranks 200. Be an awesome big swim bait reel. The Daiwa Tatula 200 would be a good one if you're not throwing big giant swim baits. S Waver 168. Big Red Bass, yes, 3ffishing.com. That is the only place to buy the Babe. Matter of fact, I'll tap that in the chat here so people know. 3ffishing.com for the Babe. Rod for large swim baits and glide baits. Dobbins, I'd started a Dobbins 806. You can get away with a $7.95 for a bull shad or whatnot. It's going to let guys know too. My buddies over at Omega Custom Tackle who make these awesome spinner baits right here, the Genesis TI. They're running 20% off starting Thursday on everything on their site. So check out those spinner baits. Omega Rapture vibrating jig is awesome too. Probably my second favorite from the Jackhammer. And they make some great jigs. They're out of Missouri. Their football jig's really good. They make another jig. Oh God, I forgot the name of it, but it's good as well. Let me pull the name of that jig up real quick. It's the Savior jig. Yes, that's the one I like. The Salvation jig, I like it, and I like the Omega Pro structure jig. So that structure jig's $3.99, and you'll be able to get 20% off through Black Friday. The Berkeley Cutter is a really good jerkbait. What is the best swim bait? That is totally. That question is this wide. Kyle, that is this jig right here. This is the G-Spo Beast Coast jig. Beast Coast was running a sale earlier this week. These are on Tackle Warehouse. They'll be on sale. And then this is their football jig. This is tungsten. So that brings me to this. This is the best time of year to load up on terminal tackle because you can get tungsten discounted. Woo Tungsten is running a sale on their website. And of course you can buy what you want to from Tackle Warehouse. Yeah, I'd go, man, I'm trying to catch up with comments here. And as always, guys, if you want your comment to be seen, there's a little money button up there to highlight your comment, and I promise I'll go over it in detail. I never ask for money, but if you want to make sure your question gets answered, that's a good way. Let's see here. How much are those Omega spinner baits? Well, they're $8.99, but at 20% off, you know, you're going to save $1.60, so you're looking at $7. They're built really well. What is my favorite underspin in size? I actually have someone custom make my underspins. If I was going to buy one, I would look at the Blade Runner underspin. I'm a 1/2 ounce guy. If I'm fishing really deep, I'll go 3/4. The Blade Runners are really good. Let's see. Where's the best place to shop? Man, there's so many places you can shop on Black Friday. Tackle Warehouse is king, but their website crashes a lot. I would also look at, oh man, there's a lot of mom and pop stores that are having good sale. On my Facebook page, I'm going to post a big list of everywhere that's got Black Friday stuff. Something else I would probably get, and I got them up here and I don't want to walk, is Whopper Ploppers. Get you some Whopper Ploppers. What I like to do during Black Friday is I like to buy stuff that gets relatively hard to get when I need it. So, I'll show you some other recommendations. Let's see here if I can find the right box. Where's my Lipless box? I'm about to drop all kinds of stuff, by the way. I have a mess going on in this room. There is not a better time to buy Lucky Craft baits than right now, and this is one of the best winter lipless you're going to find, and that's the LV500. I can't ever find this color anymore, so if you know where some are at, let me know. But normally about 15 bucks, you can save some money, so don't be too scared on this right here. Thoughts on the Tatula SV Type R. I don't think they make a Tatula SV Type R Frank, but they do make a regular Type R. It's the Tatula CT Type R, and it's actually been discontinued. sftackle.com is a great website. I'm on there all the time. How big of a leader would you have and knot would you use for S-Waver 168 from braid to fluoro or mono? Man, I just sucker on straight fluoro. Now, that's a Matt Allen question. I think he uses something like an 8-foot leader. I'm going to keep answering some questions. This color right here is it's Table Rock, or they call it the Rock. They don't make it anymore, so I'll try to find these. Let's see. Is there a cheaper knockoff of the Bass Mafia boxes? Well, I'm not a knockoff guy, and I don't support knockoffs and never will. And I like my Bass Mafia boxes pretty well. They've done me pretty good. I don't have too many issues out of them. I've dropped a few and broke them, but I've never broken one of these right here. Let's see. Snack Daddy Lures having a Black Friday sale on tubes. Those are good tubes. Y'all want to check those out. What braid that sinks would you use? I like the Daiwa J braid pretty well. Sunline makes good braid. And let's see. That's about all braid I use. Power Pro, I really like Power Pro. Especially the blue Power Pro. God, Super Slick 8 for spinning. Yeah. If you can find the blue, get the blue. Yeah, there's several very good, just regular plastic style boxes like this. Plano, Flambeau all make a really good one. I've got this little Finesse box here from Gamakatsu. This is a cool deal. This would be a nice little gift for somebody. They don't come with all the goods in here. But as far as this stuff, like this terminal coffin, I think this one's empty. It is empty. This is probably my favorite thing they make. I know some guys have had some issues with these. I haven't had a single issue out of mine. Some guys, they could twist this thing and it pop open. But if you're a storage nut, especially if you just got them in your garage like there, you put all your tungsten weights, your hooks, all your accessories down there. You don't have to worry about this box breaking. I've never had any issues. I see people that say they've had issues and it's junk and I'll never buy it again. And I don't, I'm not saying they're wrong. I mean, things obviously happen, but I've not had any issues, and I don't have any issues getting a hold of customer service. The Bass Mafia money bags are the shiznit. That's probably my favorite thing they make. But we'll get into some other stuff. Speaking of lipless, I was talking about baits that are kind of hard to get. Well, I'm going to show you one. This was my most productive bait this year. As far as lipless, this is the 6 Sense Quake. And this color right here is called Tiger Truce. And I caught some janks on this thing, and even in tournaments. And it became my go-to bait. You can tell I tied it on like 5 times. If these are in stock, I would snatch them up. I've become a really big believer in this bait right here. You may have your own favorite color. That's great. I caught a lot of fish on this one. Guys said they couldn't get a bite on a rattle trap. You got the good triple grip hooks on it. I love these baits right here. And speaking of rattle trap, let me find this one. If I can get to it. You gotta get it, the old Baitman special. This color's sour grape. And so this bait is what started me and the chartreuse purple fetish. Long story short, so it's now Baitman story time. I was dating this girl. We went to a sporting goods store. I had a tournament in the morning. I was looking for a specific color rattle trap called root beer. And she points to this one right here and says, you should throw that one because it's pretty. Okay. So I ended up buying it. Well, tournament morning come. I broke my one root beer rattle trap off. And I'm digging through my box. And I said, well, I'll tie this chartreuse purple thing on. Boom. Caught a 5-pounder second cast. And we ended up having like 20 pounds. I caught everything on this. About a week later, took my dad out. Caught 2 giant smallmouth on this. And I've kind of just kept this in my repertoire. I've let a few guys know about it on the lake here, and they're like, dude, when that water's off color, this is the best. And something about this color, when the water's a little stained, they absolutely crush. I'm hoping Casey at 6 Sense will make some quakes or thuds in this color, because I will buy them all. It would be a Baitman special. But this color right here, sour grape, I love it. So that's what started my chartreuse and purple fetish. These dang women, the stuff you do for them. That 6 Sense Quake is a 70. It was the smaller one. But let's see. Yeah, Suffix 832 is really good. What else would I get on Black Friday? Let's look at some other stuff. Some stuff I got up on my wall here. You better load up on Little Johns. You know how hard these things are to get in the spring, especially colors like Pigpen and Spring Craw. This right here is probably one of my favorite spring crankbaits there is. But the problem is, when they start biting this thing, you can't find them anywhere. Great time to load up on here. That's a great question. What is the deal with Blue Power Pro? One, it's very easy to see. It's not super bright like chartreuse. And once it hits the water, even clear water, it doesn't disappear. But the way it refracts the light, it kind of makes it very low vis for the fish, but it's high vis to the angler. That's why I like the Blue Power Pro Super Select. And you can also get Daiwa J-Braid in blue as well. Mark Zona, I learned that tip from him about the blue braided line. Okay, somebody keeps asking Mega Bass 80-X. And a question mark. What do you want to know about that bait? And I will answer you. Are you talking about a crankbait? I'm looking it up right now. Are you talking about the Megabass X80? My 20-pound Power Pro breaks easy. Bad batch. Well, 20-pound Power Pro is basically the equivalent of like 6-pound monofilament. So I wouldn't be using it on anything but spinning gear. Yeah, I'm looking at that. I've never put one in my hand. It looks very small. I like a bigger style jerkbait, but I'll be honest with you. If it's Megabass, it's good stuff. They really don't make any bad stuff. I like their crankbaits too. I would go with what mimics the forge. That's a good question. What size line on your rattle traps? I personally like 17-pound test. I fish that the best, that and 15. Heck yeah, RJ. Baxter's Bug, it gets it done. So get on Dirty Jigs tackle. I don't think Kurt's running a sale, but if you ever want Baxter's Bug, which is this color right here, this is guaranteed catch Jaints, right? You know, I've caught a lot of big ones on this color. What frogs or topwater would I get? I like the Teckle frog. I don't know if I like the Maracker. It's hard to beat the Spro frog, and if you'll get on there, the new KVD frogs are really good. The small pipsqueak popping perch, that's a really cool frog. I don't even know where my frog box is. No, I can't reach it, but the Jacko Gavacho, that's an awesome frog. The Teckle, I believe I think it's the honker frog. It's the one with the metal stuff on the back. It's really good. Depth Slither K, sneaky good frog. Really, really good. Doesn't get talked about a whole lot at all. What else are we going to order on Black Friday? These are good crankbaits. These are sneaky good. Now somebody's messaging me on Facebook. Hey Mike, unfortunately that is not my store. I don't work there anymore. I don't sell tackle anymore, so basically I sit here on YouTube and talk about it. I appreciate meeting you though, and thank you so much for watching the shows. And I'll be doing lots more videos. Eventually I'll be back to selling baits, but not right now. This is a little crankbait that doesn't get a lot of publicity, but this is a really good mid-depth crankbait. Catches a lot of fish, and something you might want to check out. They're not too expensive, but Black Friday would be a good time to maybe throw one in. This is a Yozuri 3DB crankbait. Very realistic profile. Pulls very easy. Really good baits. And I'm going to throw this on 10-pound fluorocarbon. Steve Hardy, think about getting some wiggle boards. Are the new ones as good as the original? I'm going to tell you yes. There are guys that are going to tell you no. But personally, the new ones are pretty dang good. It's not the action that's so much different, it's the sound. The new ones are made of a different material. You don't get the same sound when it's hitting the bottom as the old ones. The old ones were made out of a plastic called butyrane. Causes cancer, so they X that. Let's see. I'm gonna go back. What weight on Barkley for that jig? I like 9/16 bob fish nut. Let's see. Speed Trap is good. What makes the jackhammer the preferred chatterbait right now? Let's see if I can find one without having to go too far. Oh yeah, I've always got some jackhammers around. Now, you talking about save some money? This is the time to buy the jackhammer. And I'll even show you the new color jackhammer. So this is a new color. I think it's like called Heights Craw or something like that. Perfect for the spring. Got some red in it. I've got this little watermelon orange Zacco on the back. But what makes this really, really good is this right here. This is the connection from the head to the blade. It is a solid piece. And that's patented by Z-Man, but they paired with Evergreen International to do this. Now, of course, Bret Hart, he had his forever. But when you cast this out and you start reeling, it immediately starts shaking and vibrating. Almost every other chatterbait bladed jig on the market won't do that unless, even the regular Z-Mans, they don't, about, if you buy 10, about 4 of them run good out of the package. You've got to tune them. I've never had a problem with these. This hook is as sharp as it comes, and it is stout. There's pros I know that are sponsored by all other companies, and you look at their bladed jigs, all they have is jackhammers. But that new color, that's sweet. And I've got a new bluegill color as well I can show you. I think they'll have them on T-Dub. I thought I had it. I don't know where it's at right now. So this is a regular chatterbait I made up. Just a bright red, and I caught a few fish on that. Where is my... Yes, so this is a bluegill, the new bluegill jackhammer. And it's got a gold blade on it. And I just threw this Rage swimmer on the back for looks. And really, guys, that's the way, if you put a Kitech on the back, that's the way you need to do it. I even cut the paddle off. Oh, I love the Bomber Flat A. I just don't like to talk about it, Kyle. It's a good bait. Unfortunately, a lot of the good colors they used to make, they don't make anymore. But there's another cool part of the jackhammer. That's the hook keeper. This keeps your bait in place. And look at this hook. I mean, this is just stout. The Omega Rapture, really good. Bladed jigs. And Strike King, Pure Poison's actually pretty decent. Alright, let's see. Thoughts on Sticks rods. I like the Sticks rods I have. I think for $100, they're great rods. Black Friday, they're having a special. If you buy 6, you get, or buy 5, you get a free one. Free shipping on sets of rods. So you can buy a whole set of sticks, which is 6 rods, 2 spinning, 4 casting, for $500 free shipping. That's a good deal. I've used every model but one now, and I'm pretty impressed. I don't think they're a $100 rod. When I say that, they feel a little bit more high end than that. I won't say they're Dobbins Champion XP rods or a Loomis, but for the money, they're solid. And for a guy that can't make up their mind, they make good rods. The hybrid sticks is great. I personally like the big Topwater rod. Their crank and stick reaction rod is perfect for rattle traps and up to a 6XD. They've got the action nailed on that. So that one I'm really impressed with. Better than the Fury, you know, the one thing about the Fury, there's more models. It is a split grip. They're both split grip. I actually think the Sticks is a little bit more sensitive than the Dobbins Fury. It doesn't, the Fury's backbones are going to be a little bit stiffer. Most of the sticks are more of a moderate fast or a fast action, whereas you can get some little heavier backbone Furies. Fury's an excellent rod too, by the way. The red one was not a jackhammer, that was a regular chatterbait, but I do have a red jackhammer. Alright, let's go on here. Maracracker, yes, you could use it in open water. It's not going to spin like the regular sprinkler. It's more of a matte frog around heavy cover. Picasso does have some awesome bladed jigs, especially their new tungsten knocker. That's a good one. Check that out on Black Friday. The Picasso tungsten knocker, and I really like these things. Let's see if I got one in here. This is a great little Swimbait head. You talk about Finesse Swimbaits. This guy right here. This is from Picasso. This is made of tungsten, and it's got these two little keepers here. So I've got my little owner ball head on here. So I'll put this one on. This is a Kitech 3.3. This is a fish catching machine. So now I've got this little ball head, and it's weedless. Perfect. Alright, let's see. Keep going with catch up to questions. I've got about 10 more minutes, and I've got to get ready to go to work. Let's see. You just bought a 2.5 rattling KVD square bill and bluegill. I think that's awesome. I got one right here. It doesn't rattle, but that's a bluegill color. Matter of fact, that's natural pumpkin seed. That's a hard one to find. I think that's a Bass Pro exclusive color. Let's see. Have you ever used a Fitzgerald Thrift skipping rod? I have not, but I have a buddy who has it and says it is awesome. He really likes it. They're good people. I have used the Daiwa Andy Montgomery Elite 7.1 skipping rod and the 6.8. I really like those. I think they're a little bit lighter than the Fitzgerald, but I think the Fitzgerald's action might be just a little bit better for skipping for me. I like the 6.8 Montgomery skipping rod actually for throwing a frog. I like that short rod. I can work a frog really good with that. That's the size on that ball head is actually 3/16 ounce. When I'm throwing those little Kitechs, I use 3/16 and a quarter for the most part. What's the best reel for beginners? Man, that's a loaded question. You're going to get so many different answers. My answer is one you're comfortable with. I can tell you what I use and what I like, but you may not like that. Go to your local pro shop and work with the guy that's really knowledgeable in the fishing department. I wouldn't spend more than $100 for a beginning bait cast or spinning reel. Spinning, yeah, you could spend more than $100, you'll be fine. Bait cast, if you don't like it, you know, you don't want to go spend $400 on Steez. Go spend $70 to $100 and get something that's pretty quality. Get you a Lew's, get you a Daiwa or Shimano, and go from there. And the Lew's have really easy adjustment on the side. So does the Daiwa. You don't have to mess with internal brakes and stuff like that. You got the magnetic brakes on the side, make it really easy. Yes, it was a tungsten jig head. Yeah, I was going to do a giveaway, but because my laptop messed up, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to have plenty of giveaways on the channel here, so y'all guys that follow me on Facebook know I give plenty of stuff. Yes, that's, you know, somebody just mentioned that. I got one right here. I can't pronounce the name. I think it's Piscifon. Piscifon sent me a reel called the Phantom Baitcaster, and I've got to play with it a little bit. And I think this thing's like 79 bucks. And I'm just going to be really honest with you. It is not a Shimano. It is not a Daiwa. It's not a Lew's. But it's actually really not that bad. This one's pretty quiet. It's pretty smooth. It's built decent. You might check that reel out. It's got the brakes on the side. That That's a good budget reel, 5.7 ounces, and it has 7 ball bearings. This is a 7-1. That's a nice reel for the money. And this is their like flagship reel. Built very similar to some other reels out there. I would have no issue using this reel, especially for the money. I think sometimes people pay for brand names, but if you're on a budget, I would definitely check out these line of reels. They're not bad at all. Let's see. I've got about 5 minutes. My battery on my phone's about to dead. $200. What do I buy? Must have. I would buy a DRT Clash 9 Swimbait. I would buy some Huddleston Weedless 68s. And I tell you what, Berkeley Soft Plastics. If you can get the new Jester, it's really good. The Berkeley Hollow Bellies. I would load up on some of that Berkeley stuff. They got some great stuff that's out. And jackhammers. I'm going to keep you on here. Do the concept series from 13 hold up? Yes and no. I've had a couple that held up for 3 months. I had one that I used for 2 tournaments and the gears went bad. And then I had one that's still going strong. So, and I think you could say that with a lot of reels out there. You're going to get a few bad apples, and you're going to get some that you just can't beat down. Anyway, so guys, I'm going to try to do another live stream on Facebook Thursday night. I'm going to give thanks for Thanksgiving. And yes, I have fished a bull shooter. Yes, Sean, I'm not doing Tackle Freaks anymore. I'm not saying I'm done with online sales. I'm just done doing that. That's all I really want to say about it. Well, I enjoy doing this stuff, you know. I do like sales. I met a lot of great people. But I think 2019 is going to be the year of the Baitman. I've got a lot of big things planned. I've got a new college football and let's just say college sport and fishing live cast coming. It's going to be called Going Deep. So if you are a sports fan and fishing fan, you're going to want to tune in. I'm going to have pros on. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about fishing. It's going to be fun. And I'm really excited to launch that here in the next week or two. Thank you, Richard, very much. PAL rods are great. I have no issues with PAL. I own a couple myself, older models. Really like that. Yeah, eventually I'd like to have my own bait store. Lunker Hunter, I work for Pella Windows. I help build windows. It's really not bad at all. It's got good insurance. You don't get a lot of insurance with tackle sales. Michael Tooley, good question. I have not had a single issue with the Daiwa T-Wing system. I actually think, casting-wise, it's the way to go. Very super smooth and everything. Yeah, I'll get the podcast on Apple. Let's see. Baitman signature baits. I'd like to. It's just expensive to do that. Thank you, Dallas. You have a good Thanksgiving as well. Let's see. Z-Man minnows. I have not thrown them, but I know a lot of guys like them. You sell Pella windows. That's awesome. There's a possibility I put my hands on it. Pretty good company. They've treated me right. Sure, Will. All you gotta do is send me a message on Facebook. I live right down the road. Chris, I am coming to the East Tennessee Fishing Show. I'm going to hang out with McKee Outdoors a little bit and hang out down there. S-Waver, 100% worth the money. Castaway rods. I haven't used any of the new ones, but the old ones were the first full set of fishing rods I used, and I really enjoyed all the Castaway rods I had. So, well, guys, I've got to get out of here. I appreciate everybody joining in to the stream, and I'm sorry it didn't work out like it should have the first time, but hopefully when I get some new equipment, gonna have a real mic, get me a new webcam, and we're gonna do it big up on the Baitman TV. And I'll be off for 5 days straight, so you're gonna see a lot of different videos come up here. Skipping jig videos coming up first. Then we're gonna have Vexus videos, some Strike King videos. I'm gonna do some how-to best bait videos here in the bait room. So, guys, I appreciate it. Much love. Remember to be thankful for something. I'm thankful for my family, my kids, and thank you to Jesus Christ for being our Lord and Savior. And never forget that. And you know, whether you believe in God or not, have something to be thankful for. And I appreciate every one of you, and thankful that you guys want to talk some tackle on Tuesday nights, because to be honest, I look forward to it. And I hope this channel grows, and the guys that have stuck with me from subscriber 1000 to now, I appreciate it. And thank you all for subbing to the channel and watching. And guys, be with your families. And if you don't have a real close family, that's okay. Be with your friends. And remember, Thanksgiving is about giving thanks. And there's a lot of things to be thankful for in life other than fishing tackle. So, guys, y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all next Tuesday night. And y'all pick a topic and we'll talk about it. See ya.